Hello, hello. So, back again. Let's see what we got over here. All right. It says here Sydney Sweeney issues a fierce response to producer who said she's not pretty and can't act. Um, I mean, that's true. I wouldn't say can't act, just not good. Well, she could be good, not great. Her acting is not stand out. Like, no one is hiring her for her acting talent. I'll just say that. And she's definitely not pretty. She definitely has a weird looking face. Um, and I think that's what's affecting her acting as well. Her weird face is just like is one of those things where you have like a little bit of an uncanny valley. It's like the longer you look at her face, especially if she's trying to act and she's trying to make facial expressions and the camera is zooming in on her, you're just like you're getting those weird angles where you're like, what's going on with her face? Like at one angle, it's like it's okay, but at another, she kind of looks like she has Down syndrome a little bit, and it's like it's taking you out of the whole scene and her acting and all of that stuff. But she does have a nice body, uh, great tits, and I think that's where her real talent lies because I think her first like big acting gig, it was just like she was breakout kind of star, I guess, because of well, this sexual nature of it. So, um, if acting doesn't work out for her, OnlyFans might be where her where she might really kill it. She might be one of the greatest on OnlyFans. So she might want to consider that in case things don't work out. Let's see here. Sydney Sweeney has responded after Hollywood producer Carol Baum claimed that she's not pretty and can't act. I mean, it's not a claim. Baum 81 is known for her work on the 1988 thriller Dead Ringers, the 1991 comedy Father of the Bride, and the original 1992 film version of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Damn, she was killing it back in those. What was that? Was that like a 4 year period? She made headlines last week when she said at an event in Pleasantville, New York, there's an actress who everybody loves now, Sydney Sweeney. I don't get it. I don't get Sydney Sweeney. I was out watching on a plane Sydney Sweeney's movie, Anyone But You, never heard of it, because I wanted to watch it. I wanted to know who she is and why everybody's talking about her. I watched this unwatchable movie. Sorry to people who love this romantic comedy where they hate each other. She continued, I said to my class, explain this girl to me. She's not pretty. She can't act. Why is she so hot? Huge tits. Nobody had an answer. Is your class full of women? But then the question was asked, well, if she could get your movie made because she was in it, would you do it? Probably. Uh, that's a very hard question to answer because we all want to get the movie made. And who walks away from a green light? Nobody I know. Your job is to get the movie made. True. And also, you don't know if it's actually going to work just because she's in it, because she was just in a flop with Madam Web. So now, Sydney Sweeney, 26, has responded through representative in a statement to Variety. How sad that a woman in a position to share her expertise and experience chooses instead to attack another woman. It's a weird thing to say. She was just making a comment on your acting skills and your looks because you're part of a visual medium, acting, screen acting, television, movies. So your looks and your acting skills come into play, especially considering her line of work. So she wasn't just looking to attack somebody. There was literally a phenomenon and a curiosity that came across her, and she asked questions about it because she saw your work and she knows about this sort of business. So she was curious. It wasn't an attack. You just happened to be a woman. She could have done that about anybody else that just made her curious. If that's what she's learned in her decades in the industry and feel it's appropriate to teach her students, that's shameful. It was it was a thought exercise. It wasn't really a lesson. because situations like that is going to come up where they're just going to be yeah, as a director or an actor or whatever, you're going to have somebody in the industry that's like their name is hot now, like everyone is talking about them, but you don't really know why that is, right? I mean, there's a lot of think about that the chick that Christian Stewart that starred in Twilight and all that stuff, and then you're just like no one understood where she's getting all these acting roles and why is she's being pushed as a leading lady. She's not attractive, and her acting was terrible. Turns out she was sleeping with the director, and then she was also hooking up with the actor. So you see, you see why people might ask questions when things don't make sense. Uh, if that's what she's learned, okay. To that's shameful to unjustly disparage a fellow female producer speaks volumes about Mrs. Baum's character. That is asinine as hell. To say you can't criticize somebody because that you belong to the same group label or whatever the hell is nonsense. She also has been defended by Teddy Schwarzman, a co-producer on her film Immaculate. Is she is Teddy is Teddy hidden? Okay. I'm enlightened, Miss Baum. I'll enlighten Miss Baum that two-time Emmy nominee Sydney Sweeney is not only one of the most talented actresses I've worked with, Schwartzman wrote on X, but also incredibly smart, kind, and humble. What does that have to do with anything? She already saw her acting, and she knows that's not true. You saying otherwise doesn't do anything, and she wasn't disparaging her character. It's nonsense. He added, I'm not sure why someone who claims to still be a producer would make such terrible, ugly comments. Terribly ugly comments. Uh, She was speaking plainly. I don't think it was meant as an insult. It was just she didn't know this person. She just heard about him. And she was just like, oh, what is this? I mean, we've all done that. Why do people act like aliens all of a sudden when they meet adversity or some sort of controversy, just all of a sudden it's like, oh, I'm gonna what is this? Well, why would anyone say something like that? Meanwhile, in their real life, they're like, the hell is this idiot? just to a random person. Like, really? Really, guy? All of a sudden you don't understand normal human behavior? I recently paid off my mom's mortgage. How does that refute you being unattractive and in the face at least and a terrible actor? As a kid, I always dreamt of being able to take care of my parents, so that was a really big thing for me to be able to do. I try to incorporate them into my life as much as possible, whether it's talking with my cousins every other day or going home. She added, God, this is an interview. Like if I was just having a regular conversation with this chick and she saw telling me this, I'd be like, what the fuck are you like, this is boring. This is stupid. I don't care. Like, why are you saying this? Did someone ask you about your home life? Why are you just randomly saying things? Do you have a pet do you like to talk about as well? The Independent's the world's most free thinking news brand. Okay, okay. I think that's the end of it. Anyways, I think I think Miss Baum got it right. She was speaking plainly and bluntly, and it wasn't politically correct for people. But she doesn't have to be politically correct. She's 81. She doesn't care anymore. Anyways, until next time.